Hello and welcome to YourTown. My name is Joy Anderson, Member Relations Manager with the Monterey Peninsula Chamber of Commerce Hour and your host. My guests are Will and Karen Pettee from WJP Studios down on Cannery Row, correct?
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, welcome.
Thank
Well,
you,
Joy,
Joy,
for having us.
Oh, thank you for joining us. I'm so excited to have you both here because you have a fabulous little business going, and I know you just made the move, so there's a lot of transition, a lot of things happening, but tell me a little bit about WJP Studios. So you've got, like I said, a couple of things happening there, so I don't know if maybe Will wants to start with the sculpture side, and then we'll shoot over to Karen.
Sure. Well, WJP Studios is a sculpture and photography studio. In the sculptures, we're primarily bronze sculptures. Couple of examples here, but I work on commission basis a lot of times, which I find more enjoyable than actually doing my own stuff, because when I'm doing the commission work, I get to see the exuberance in the client's eyes. When they see their vision come to life, that really brings joy to me. And that's really why I became a sculptor, was to bring my art to others and give them joy.
Wow.
And, that I think is really something special. And Karen, with her photography, you want to tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your photography.
Well, I've always loved nature's beauty, so being surrounded by it is just a gift. And so I just want to bring nature's gift to people through the photography of, it's done mainly on metal prints, but I do have some matted prints. The metal prints actually have a very vivid luminescence to it, so people can almost feel like they're there. Mm-hmm. So we have people come in and say, because you can't get to Big Sur now and see McWay Falls, they say, wow, I feel like I'm there. I want to, take home a little piece of, and put it on their wall in their house and kind of be able to be taken away and kind of have a little peace, even in your home or in your office.
What's really fun is in the studio where people will actually look at McWay Falls and they'll stand there for, several minutes just staring at it going, I want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
and
that's
it has,
great.
I think the nature also has the power to heal. I think, we had a gal come in and she said, healed me from my cancer and just being out in nature. So I just think trying to make it available in all different forms of nature, whether it's, the seascapes or the woods or the mountains or the flowers, we have a little bit of all of it so that people can kind of gravitate toward what they love. So that's...
Yes, in today's stressful world,
yes, I think
anytime you can take a breather and,
yes.
and look at a great piece of art, or photography, whatever it might be, there's just that calming feeling.
Right, I know. That's why
we
used to come to this area just to relax. I said it was the 3 R's: relax, rejuvenate, and refresh. Get and kind of and just take that with us. And it's just that everything, all the stress sort of melts away. So we sort of still do that when we can. Take a walk, and it's still wonderful to be in the area.
That's great. I want to flip back over to Will a second because I want to ask you about, you talk about commissioning, commission work that you do. And so how does that start? I mean, they bring you a photo or
Sure, anything. It's funny. We just had a couple that came by the other day and they saw the Arnold Palmer piece and he said, I wasn't thinking of doing anything until I saw that piece. I thought, wow, I wonder if he can make me and my wife and do a little, sculpture of the both of us. I said, sure, absolutely. And we talked about providing some photographs and doing a sitting so I can get some measurements off them. But, really it can work off of, whether, it's somebody wants a portrait or if they want an idea for like a garden sculpture or a fountain, we can work and talk to them about, what their idea is, sketch it out, whether on paper or in clay. I actually like to work in sketches with clay first because it actually gives a kind of a three-dimensional look of what the finished piece is going to look like. It's more real for folks. So we talk about, how we are going to design the piece, then have the sittings or you know, things like that. And then during the process, I'll give them pictures of the work, or they're welcome to come down and to the studio and see it.
So I can see the progress. Yeah,
absolutely. And then, you know, once that's finished, then it goes into the foundry where it gets molded and cast in bronze. And that's really such a special process too. I mean, a lot of people don't understand how lengthy of a process it is. I often tell them, you know, it takes me several months to make a sculpture, but then it's another several months for it to get cast in bronze.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not just a matter of dipping the
dipping
sculpture.
it in and then, so letting it dry out, and then you're ready to go.
Some people think that that's
they
the
go,
process.
is there clay underneath this? It's like, no, it's solid bronze. So.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. So you just moved at your location.
That's
You're
right.
still in the same place, which is 700 Cannery Row,
That's
correct?
right.
Okay.
That's right.
But you moved upstairs, and then,
Yeah, just about 2 months ago, actually. So it's been really a beautiful thing to have a bigger space to invite more people in, and so we can have more
what's nice
sculptures.
about that is that people can, instead of being, you know, walking into the studio space and having a picture or a sculpture right in front of them, they get a little bit of space to enjoy it. So.
Well, that's okay. That's a good
Yes,
thing.
that is a good
I'm
thing.
so excited for you. So,
Thank you.
when did you start your business?
I've been doing commission work for about 30 years, but we started WJP Studios back in 2005, and then we worked mainly online and doing art and wine festivals for showing our work, and just went from there. I mean.
And how did you end up in Monterey? Because I know you're not from the area.
Well, no, we're not. So we were doing a show in Carmel Valley and at Carmel Art and Wine Festival. And so at that time, Will was showing, and he was actually working on the horse here. And the CEO of Cannery Row came by and said to Will, he said, would you be interested in moving to Cannery Row and working in Cannery Row? And Will said, well, yes, of course. And I said to him after, I said, are you sure? And Will said, oh, he maybe, you know, we don't know if he's going to call. And sure enough, a few days later, he gave us a call, and we said, oh, we'll just go check it out. And we saw a few places, and then that was in June of 2015, and we actually opened our business in August. So it came really fast. We just had to decide we were commuting for five or 6 months from Redwood City, so that was a little tough. So we said we're going to make the move, and every day is precious, and we wanted to take a leap of faith and follow our dreams and really make it a reality, and so that's what we did, and we're very happy we did. Yeah,
we're happy you did too.
It's been a really wonderful thing to see Will do something that he's really passionate about, that he loves, and he's been doing since he was 3. So yeah, and it's really wonderful for people to see him work, and for me too.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm just really excited about what you do, and it's so unique, and we're in an artist community, you know that.
That's right.
And it's fantastic to see folks, and and I love going in because I can actually see you working. That's what's
Isn't that
fun.
special?
It's not a gallery, it's
Right.
a working studio.
Right. I think that's what makes us unique, is that, it's not just a photography studio, it's not just a sculpture studio, it's both of those. So, if one brings them in, folks can come in and see the other and kind of get swept away in that. But what brings me a lot of joy is when children come in and they actually get to see me working, and I can see their eyes light up, that they don't realize, oh, you can actually turn nothing into something. And when I see that happening in their faces, it just brings so much joy, and I like to share that back with them. So I'll make little creatures for them, whether it's a shark if they're just been at the aquarium, or an otter or something. But then I'll give them clay as well to take home with them and play around with themselves, and hopefully sparked an interest in art for them.
And art and that creativity side that, you know,
Yes.
most kids all have. It just needs to come out.
And there's
to know that they can do it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And for the rest of folks, it's great for them to see the process, because a lot of people don't know how sculptures are made. I think nowadays people think you just generate something on a computer and print it out.
Yeah, 3D printing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
to see, you know, somebody actually carving away and adding stuff on and
They always have a lot of
molding it, yeah.
questions, and people can, you know, get an idea of Will's inspiration for the sculptures, and you know, that makes it even more enriching experience for them to know, you know, like this piece is the inspiration of this piece here.
Well, I think
Right.
it just shows, you know, not only the talent and the, you know, the detail and everything. It's just that when you're doing these things, and like you said, there's a process to everything, that, you know, you'll be working on it, but, you know, you need to step away sometime. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
and people, again, that's part of the lengthy process. It's just, you know, I can't sit here for, you know, 8 hours, 10 hours or whatever working on the same thing or whatever, because it's being creative.
That's right.
Well, that's why there's
Exactly.
also multiple things in the studio being created.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in
So I
case
get
he has times
stuck
like
on
that.
one or
Yeah,
kind
he
of
can move.
bored with one, I can move to the other.
No, I think it's fascinating. But that, you know, that's what people are really interested in now. It's not just going somewhere and looking at, you know, artwork or anything, shopping, whatever it might
Yeah.
be, that people want that educational side of things, where people want to know how things are done.
Yeah,
Because
they
now-
made a whole show of it, how things are made.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I think
and
people are very fascinated.
You know, whether it's a candy bar or, you know, or
Yes.
tires or whatever the program has, people are interested in that because it's all about learning now.
It is,
It's all
very
about
much
learning.
so.
Because I think we take it for granted, like
Yeah.
you said. So, you know, lots of great things. So, living and working here.
It's a balance.
Special.
It's a very special balance that
It's a
we're
blessing and
and
a privilege.
That is right. That's absolutely right.
So you're glad you made the
Blessing.
move.
100%.
absolutely,
Yes. We're very happy.
Well,
And
one of the
yeah,
things
go
that
ahead.
we feel about this area, which is really special to us, is that there's a sense of community here. You know, unlike other places, you know, we came from, you know, the San Francisco Bay Area, and I think people are into their own little worlds a little bit more. And here, people realize that, you know, there's an interdependency with everyone, and they're helping each other. You know, they realize if I help you and make you successful, it's going to help me. And it also goes into the environment itself. I mean, protecting the environment and that interdependency on keeping the environment clean and a good tourist destination for folks. So we love that about this whole area. And, you know,
It's a real sense of community, isn't it?
Yeah. absolutely.
Everybody's
It really is.
very giving and very friendly. We've noticed, you know, like yourself, Joy, feel very blessed, you know. We met your son. He was very friendly and kind, and he introduced us to you. And yeah, everybody that we've come across in the store, you know, they say, we wish you the best. And, you know, people are just so genuinely kind-hearted, and we really, really very thankful for that.
And I think, you know, like you said, it's a little bit unique.
yeah.
Yes,
You know,
it's very
when
unique.
you've lived other places, it's just
Yeah.
like people get so wrapped up in their busy, you know,
Yeah.
daily, you know, chores and whatever.
Yes.
That, you know, we just
Like a little family
We
here.
are a little family.
Yeah, that's what we
And that's why,
found.
you know, one of the guests that I talked to earlier today was, you know, talking about the sense of giving back, and, you know, and that
Yes.
is huge here because, you know, he talked about how he grew up here and that's how we were raised. And the same thing with me. It's just, you know, when you have a chance to be able to give back, and, you know, in your form, even like giving somebody a little piece of clay to take home. I mean, that's part of giving back. It's not, you know, you don't
Yeah.
have to write big fat checks and you don't have to volunteer all your hours away. It's just, it's the little things that keep, you know,
Keep people coming back,
keep people
too.
coming back
and remembering and having a memory.
showing people that you care. I think
Absolutely, that's it.
That's the basis of everything.
And we are looking into working with some schools to give art classes to them. You know, whether it's just a one-day session with the children to show them how to sculpt, or longer classes. We are planning on doing some classes in the fall.
I think that's fabulous.
We've
Isn't that
had a
nice?
lot of interest in it, so it's like, oh yeah, great. We'll just open up the studio and
Yeah, even the
Put some
studio, it gives
tables
us
in there
another
and- yeah.
reason to,
To bring people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
excited.
and adults too want to do like maybe an art and wine thing, and they want to get into the sculpting and maybe relax. And so we said, well, we'll see,
We're
see how it
always ready to
works.
try something new.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. People come in and really are asking for it. So we're thinking maybe to try it. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm
Definitely.
excited about that. Yeah, you'll have to let me know about that.
Sure.
So, when
You could be a little sculptor
Uh-huh,
there too,
you never
Joy.
know.
You never know. You have
You
so
never
many
know.
other talents.
So, joining the chamber, has that helped you?
It has,
Okay.
definitely, definitely. I think there's so many ways that you can, network with people and the workshops that are offered and, even through the website, how it's connecting, that you can, how Will does all the working with the website, but, connecting and,
Sure.
and, when you go on to the chamber that you can connect to our website, which is a nice thing, so people can
And
go there directly.
the greatest thing about it is the exposure that you get. Because one of the greatest challenges is getting exposure. When we moved from the Bay Area, nobody knows that we're here. And trying to get the word out that not only were we here, but what we do, and to the right audience. Because there may be a lot of people that come around and they like art, they like to look at it, but maybe they're not interested in purchasing any of it. So the chamber really helps us get to the right audience. So.
I think it's interesting too, because a lot of folks, probably before we have this, posted on the websites and everything, didn't realize, that you do a lot of the commission work. And I think that's huge.
Isn't it? And
people think they have to buy whatever's on the shelf. I mean,
Right.
people are so accustomed to that
That's
now.
right. And it can be done any size, like Will was saying, desk size or, life size bust, or for the garden, any size. We can
Well, and also
accommodate.
letting them know that they can get the art directly from the artist. Because like you said, people walk into a store and, they're getting something generic that's made, and, there may be thousands of those things
Right.
made. And these are,
Yeah, because it's not a mold.
That's-
It's like, and
Right.
so that's a big thing.
right.
Well, we're almost getting ready to wrap up, if you can believe that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
do you have any last comments or things that you
Wow.
want to tell us?
Well, going back to the interdependence, John Muir, who is one of our heroes and one of the reasons why we got started with WJP Studios, great environmentalist, he said, when we try to pick out anything by itself, we find it hitched to everything else in the universe. So again, with the community here, the interdependency of the whole area, relying on each other, helping each other out, I think that
We're all
just plays its
connected.
all connected here. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And thank
thank
you
you.
for being connected. And look
Thank you so
forward to
much.
more. Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.